4 months is such a long time. If you really think about it, think if I told you that you had to eat like raw meat off the side of the road for 4 months straight. You'd be like, I'll literally like die. And action. Thank you so much for reporting to duty for the Pretty Princess Command Center, episode 28, aka a Princess Diaries entry episode. These are arguably some of my favorite episodes because I just love talking to you girls. I love seeing what the princesses are up to, what they're dealing with, what they're going through, how they're thriving. You guys can feel free to let me know how good you're doing too. Like if you wanna, cause like yes, these are like giving like you're writing in a diary entry, but like when I journal every night, I have a little self-reflection in there and I say, this is what I did and I'm so proud of myself. Also, here's the attire. I literally just got home from work and I was like, I want to talk to the princesses. So I washed my hair. I'm in my robe. I have no jewelry on. I have a fresh, crisp spray tan on. Spray tan this morning, 8:30 a.m. So get your little beverage. You guys know I've had this beverage before. It is I think it's the brand Proper. It's their calming drink. It has like ashwagandha, L-theanine, all those good things in it. It's like a lavender lemonade. It's so good. And I don't like powders. Like I don't usually get into the powders you put in water and spin them. Like I feel like they never taste good. These ones are amazing, okay? It's not sponsored. It's not an ad, guys. We're not there yet on this channel. I didn't do the best job at like mixing it all together. It's okay. Shall we get into the video? We shall, but let me just remind you that if you want to become an official Pretty Princess and join the Command Center, all you have to do is subscribe. It's not rocket science. And if you have a Princess Diary entry you want to write in, then you could go ahead and do that in the Google form link. It's always in the description of all these videos. So if you're like, how do I write the Princess Diary, Cat? That's how you do it, okay? So shall we get into it? Princess Diary entry number 1. Oh, also, all of you that always write in, thank you so much. I love all of you. It makes these videos possible, so it's very important that you do, so I really appreciate it. Anyway, Princess Diary entry number 1 says, I need advice on getting ready to share my space. I currently live alone with my cat and have been for about 4 years. I love that for you. I moved to my city by myself and have set up a life here. My best friend is moving back home from New Zealand. I think it's New Zealand. When I first saw it, it looked like a state abbreviation, but like low-key, I'm feeling like it's New Zealand. It could be a state or it's New Zealand. We're gonna go with New Zealand. Okay, my best friend is moving back home from NZ in September. She's been there for around 2 years, but we constantly keep in touch. We've agreed that I will move out of my current apartment, also sad because I love my place, and we'll find somewhere else to live together in the city. I love my best friend, but I also love my own space. I'm willing to give this up for her because that's what best friends do. I just need advice on how I can adjust a little easier to sharing my space. I'm so excited to see her again, and even more excited she wants to live with me in my city. I've lived with her before a few years ago during university and I love her so much, but she's so messy. She leaves her things everywhere and doesn't clean up after herself. This is something I'm willing to accept, but I know it'll be difficult for me. Any advice? Thank you, Kat. First and foremost, you sound so like I feel like, are you like the oldest sister? Because you're giving, you're like motherly. Like you're like, yeah, I know she's messy, but I'm willing to deal with it because I love her. Me personally, I'd be like, yeah, I'm willing to deal with it until I'm fucking not. You better clean that up. Like, I wish I had that energy. My best friend has that, like, very calming energy of like, yeah, like, it's okay. It's okay. My biggest piece of advice is set your boundaries early. Set your boundaries in the beginning. So that way when she crosses them, because inevitably she will, and you're going to have to give her grace for this. If she's a very messy person and you're not, and you set the boundary like, hey, listen, I love you so much and we're always going to be best friends, but like I have lived alone for the last 4 years and I'm very used to living alone, so we are going to have to establish these ground rules. You're in the habit of living alone, being tidy, doing things how you like them done. You don't have to answer to anyone. You don't have to compromise on anything because it's how you want them done, right? Now you're going to live with somebody that you've lived with before, so you're aware of their habits. That's good too. Your best friend, so that's also good. But the boundaries have to be set in place because inevitably she will cross them, and not purposefully. She's not gonna like intentionally be like, oh fuck you, like I'm not gonna listen to what you say, like you're not the boss of me. I would assume if you guys are best friends, she's not gonna act like that, right? But as somebody who's in the habit of being a messy person, they can't just like snap their fingers and do it. And they can, but there's bound to be mistakes here and there's bound to be little slips, right? So if you set those boundaries in the beginning, say like, hey, I love you so much, you know just as well as I do, you're a lot messier than I am. I don't care what your room looks like. If you guys have like separate bathrooms, I don't care what your bathroom looks like. The main spaces, we're gonna keep them tidy. You're not gonna pile your stuff up over here. Here, like, we can leave shoes by the door, but here's the shoe rack that we're gonna put them on. So like, put them on the shoe rack. Don't leave them next to the shoe rack, you know? So, and then when she does inevitably cross those boundaries, just be like, hey girl, love you so much. Just FYI, like, remember at the beginning when I told you this? And then, or give her a chance to not necessarily apologize, because I feel like it's not like a roommate dynamic, it's like a best friend dynamic. So she's probably not gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I forgot, or like, oh, I'm so sorry, I you know, she's probably just really like, oh shit, like she'll probably say that to herself and then fix it. But I think just setting really strong boundaries in the beginning, and I know that might sound dramatic and it might sound like, oh, like that's stupid, like we're best friends, like we'll just learn to live with each other, but like, do you know how many best friends, oh my gosh, I'm not saying this to scare you, but like, do you know how many friendships fall apart because they decide to live with each other and they don't set those boundaries because they're scared to be like serious with their best friend, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully she's taken initiative and taken it upon herself mentally to be like, okay, like I know I'm a messy person and I know that like you're not, so I'm gonna go ahead and like actively make sure that I'm not being messy in the common spaces, stuff like that. Or even like, honestly, I think this is the smartest thing to do, because maybe it sounds like so like oh, you have a stick up your ass, like maybe it sounds like kind of like that at first, but honestly, like making a chore chart, I'm so serious, like it's one of the best things that you could do for any relationship that you're in, any friendship, like any, if you're living with another person and it's not your parents, like even their parents gave us chore charts, have a chore chart. Just be like, listen, I'll take out the trash every Friday. You're responsible for vacuuming the living room, like on this day, like whenever the day works for you, like you're responsible for it. Or like have rotating chore chart, like literally just figure it out, just talk with one another. I would just mentally remember, like, just because it's not done your way doesn't mean it was done wrong. For example, my household, oh my gosh, I'm responsible for the dishes. I live with my dad right now, okay? I'm responsible for the dishes. And I don't mind it. I love doing the dishes. Like, I really do not mind being 100% responsible for, like, doing the dishes, cleaning the kitchen. And I set that ground rule. I was like, listen, like, I will be completely responsible for that. I'm not cleaning up after you. Like, if you're cooking dinner and, like, you have pots and pans, those are yours. But, like, the dishes in general, like, the sink and the dishwasher situation, I'll make sure that the sink doesn't have dishes in it. The dishwasher gets, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh my god, where was I going with that? Oh, it's so funny though, because like I'll load the dishwasher how I want to load the dishwasher, and he'll like rearrange it how he wants it loaded. And I just think it's so funny, because it's like, okay, like it doesn't hurt my feelings, because like whatever, but like you're just gonna have to accept, like, okay, we do the same thing very differently, and maybe the outcomes are the same but the process is different. And you just have to realize, like, if it's not affecting you, like, if you're not bothered by it, I think one of the other, like, most important things to realize is if somebody is bothered by something and somebody doesn't care about it, the person who doesn't care about it kind of, I don't want to say owes it to that person, but they kind of have a responsibility to realize, like, okay, if this thing is not affecting me in the slightest, and it's something that I could do with it, I could do without it, this person needs it to happen, I'll make sure that it happens. Like, I feel like it's the responsibility of that person to meet the other person. Like, I don't think there's like a middle ground for some things. Like, some things I think definitely we compromise on. Like, if you're like, I don't know, there's certain things that you definitely compromise on, and then there's other things that's like somebody has to just like meet the other person where they are, and vice versa. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I just think you have to be ready to, like, you just have to realize, like, I am no longer living in my own space. I no longer have my own apartment. I no longer have my own home to go to. I can't play the music however loud I want, whenever I want. I can't leave I can't leave my sheets in the dryer for a week before I need to change them again. Like, stuff like that. You're gonna just have to kind of realize that. And also, I think definitely one of the biggest things with roommates is always, like, the food situation. Like, if you go grocery shopping, your groceries are your groceries, her groceries are her groceries. Unless you guys have a system. But honestly, I think the best way for any roommate situation to work, especially with your best friend, because it's always such a good idea, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna live with my best friend, I love them so much, but arguably they are the ones that are most likely to go the most wrong, because you have so much love for them. Like, you love them and you just want to make sure like the friendship is still good, but then the friendship line and the roommate line get blurred, and it's like, if this was a stranger that you were living with, you would have no problem with being like, those are my eggs, please don't eat them. But like with your best friend, it's like, well, I want to, like, I love my best friend, and like if she wasn't living here and like she came over in the morning for breakfast, like I wouldn't mind if she had my eggs. So I think just really set boundaries right in the beginning. Like, don't grow resentful towards her because she's not doing something that you didn't set in the first place, right? Because like if she's a messy person, she's not gonna care. Like, she's gonna see a mess, and like where you see a mess, she's not gonna see a mess, you know? Like, she's gonna be like, well, no, that's like, I don't know, I just like left it there, like it doesn't bug me. So if you don't let her know how you're thinking, like immediately going into this, then I think that's definitely a big thing. Also, I think it's definitely really important, if you guys can like financially afford it, and just like the physical location where you guys live, if it's available, I think 2 bed 2 bath. If you both have your own bathroom, you both have your own bedroom, stuff like that, I just think that's the best way to go about it. But yeah, boundaries are just the biggest thing. Just set your boundaries. I think that's just key. And even if you don't want to like even if you don't want to like go to her and be like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, here are the ground rules, because then she might think like, oh, like this is weird. I think if you make it in a way that like, if you just straight out tell her like, listen, I love you so much and I literally cannot wait to live with you, however, you and I both know like living with your best friend could sometimes go wrong, so like, here's what I'm gonna need from you, what do you need from me? I think if you could just approach it very like openly like that, and not kind of being like, oh, like I think we should make a chore chart because I just think it sounds bad, like, you know, just like be very straight up, be very like straightforward with it. Like, we're gonna need to set some boundaries, not because of bitterness, but so that we can make sure that we're still best friends by the time this lease is up, because like the last thing I want is to lose you due to stupid stuff about like household, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the best way to go about that. So also, I love that for you. I'm loving this life for you. Keep me updated. Let me know. Like with princesses, we want to know. We want to know how it goes. We want to know what the situation is. Like, who's in charge of decor? Are we sharing in charge of decor? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Do we have a vegetarian and a meat eater option? Like, what's the situation? What is the hot goss? What's the 411? Okay, Princess Diary entry number 2 says, hello, 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 big summer blowout. I moved into a new place and started a new job, and I feel so lost. I'm just over 2 months in. The location is quite remote and there's not much on for young people. This is my first big girl job after graduating college, and I've recently come back from a 6-month backpacking trip, and I feel like I won't be happy again. I feel like I won't be that happy again as I was backpacking. I feel like everything is moving along as it should be, but I'm stuck in grieving the past, and I'm thinking maybe moving away from my family and friends was not the move. Thanks, Kat. Absolutely love your content. Absolutely love you for loving my content, so thank you so much for being here. 2, sick that you went backpacking for 6 months. That's so amazing. 3, congrats on the big girl job. 4, I'm so sorry you're feeling like this, but honestly, like, this is how you're supposed to feel. And I'm not trying to tell you that to be like, oh, well, just get over it. But like, think about it. You graduated college, okay? Then you were like, I'm gonna go backpacking for 6 months. And then you were like, now I'm gonna move away from my friends and family, and I'm gonna start my first big girl job. This is not just like a little, oh, I'm a hostess at a restaurant, and if somebody pisses me off, like, I can leave and find another one of these jobs. No, 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 this is like a big girl job. You did 4 of the biggest life changes you could possibly do, all in this tiny little span. And I think now it's finally like because now you're getting into this routine of like, I don't want to call like daily life mundane, but like daily life can get very mundane if you don't have things in place that make it more fun, right? That's why we romanticize our lives around here. Give yourself grace first and foremost. Don't be like, oh, what's wrong with me? Like, maybe I have to move back. Like, maybe this, maybe that. Pause. think about what you actually did. And the only reason that you're not able to give yourself grace in this situation is because it's like, well, yeah, but like so many people graduate college every day. Well, yeah, like so many people work big girl jobs. So many people move away from their friends and family and they're fine. The fuck? Like, just because it's normal and just because it's like what you're supposed to do doesn't mean that you can't have a hard time with it. You know what I'm saying? I think if you can reframe your mindset, and I know that it's hard, and it's so hard when you're in such like a bad place mentally. It is so hard to hear somebody say like, oh, just think positive thoughts. So I understand that like this might rub you the wrong way at first, but just hear me out, okay? If you can reframe your mindset, instead of being like, oh, like, I was so happy backpacking through Europe when I had no, I'm assuming it's Europe. Am I correct? I don't know. I just feel like when people go backpacking, it's always through Europe. Anyway, you're so stuck in the like, oh, like, I'm never going to be as happy as I was doing that. Like, and I moved away from all my friends and family, and like now I have this job, and like there's not a lot of young people around me, and like it's really remote. You're stuck in that, which is so valid, because like that's what you're experiencing, and what your experience, your emotional perception of your current experience is negative, right? And that's valid. Very valid. But I think it's also on the complete opposite side of that. You're living a brand new life that you've never once lived before. You have no people in your current reality that know who the fuck you are. You are literally, you just like spawned into this new location as a new character. Like, you know when you're playing a video game or like just playing anything and like a new character just appears, you're like, well, who are you? Like, what's your backstory? Where are you from? What do you do? Like, who are you? What are your hobbies? All these things. You get to be this whole new person in this whole new life that you're literally building for yourself. Like, when you meet people, you could be like, yeah, I just graduated, I just got done backpacking, like definitely I think I'm gonna use my PTO this year to go do that again. Like, it was so cool, so sick. Here are all my experiences that I've gained from it. You have such like the lead up to it's literally giving like the last week of like school. Like the last week of school when you know like summer, like once the bell rings on Friday, like it is summertime and you have no fucks to give for any single thing other than like, let's have fun, let's stay up late, let's go to the beach. That's what you're thinking. But your teachers are like, no, we still have assignments. Like, no, we don't. Girl, no, we don't. And you just like cannot make it through. That's what this is giving right now. One, I can understand moving away from friends and family. Maybe it's not the move. Like, maybe you're gonna like come to the end of this and be like, I need to move back to my friends and family. And so like, so be it. Like, but you've only given yourself 2 months. You went backpacking for 6 months. I'm pretty sure you can handle this. I think just reframe your mindset on it, and at the end of the day, this is your situation. So you can either look at your situation of like, oh, like I really don't know if I could get through this. Like I don't know if I could do it. Like all these things. I think I'm really gonna regret it. I think I'm not gonna be happy here. Or you could look at it as, this is my situation. Nobody fucking knows me. This is every restaurant I step into in this town, nobody has ever seen my face before except for my coworkers that might be here. You go to a new gym, nobody knows who you are. Wear the cute little gym outfit that you were too nervous to wear back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, be this version of yourself that you've never been before. Like, be the most outgoing version of yourself. And I know that it's scary, but like, what else? Like, the other side of this coin is scary too, because being the most outgoing and like making new friends and like really just putting yourself out there and like taking yourself to restaurants on Friday nights and like sitting at the bar and like striking up conversation with strangers, that might sound super scary for you. The flip side of that is you sitting at home feeling the weight and like the heaviness of your negative emotions about your situation. So either way you want to spend your Friday night, it's gonna be scary. But one is gonna keep you in this cycle of like, oh my god, like I'm spiraling, I need to start looking to like if I could break my lease and like quit my job, and then like, but what if I won't have references? And that's terrifying. Arguably that sounds way harder to deal with than taking yourself out on a Friday night, or I don't know if you're like with somebody, if you're dating, but like find a random person on Hinge and be like, yeah, I want to go on a date on Friday night. Boom, you're meeting someone. You see someone you think she's pretty in the gym, go up to her, you're so pretty, I'm new to the area, like I'd love to, like what's your Instagram? One of your coworkers, I'm sure there's at least one singular coworker that you could have a good time with after work. Go to a yoga class, go to a Pilates class, go like sign yourself up for a paint and sip. If you use Eventbrite will usually show you like little things that are going on in your area. Go to a farmer's market, like there are so many things for you to do right now, and I know that it sucks because like you just left college, and I'm assuming high school right into college. You spent the first 12 years of your life in school. You spent the next 4, at least 4, in college. All your friends were there. All your family were there. You were forced to be around people all the time, and you bonded with so many of those people. So your circle, even, no matter how big it was, your circle is bigger than it is right now, right? Then you went backpacking. You got to do whatever the fuck you wanted. Backpacking is literally giving like the summer after your senior year of high school. Like, you are doing whatever you want. You have enough autonomy because you're like you're legally old enough to like be your own person. And you're just like having fun and like not thinking about adult responsibilities. And then you moved and you started a new job. So it was like all this fun stuff of your life. Like, you feel like it's all over right now. It's not all over right now. It's literally just starting, and it's just because you just went from being a kid. I feel like you're not done being a kid until you're like 27 anyway. To now I'm an adult and I live in this new place and I know nobody. Like, of course you're gonna have bad emotions about it. Of course you're gonna miss home. Of course you're gonna miss your old life. But like, you couldn't be where you are now if you didn't have that life. So you can look back on it with like, oh, I'm grieving and I wish I could go back to it. Or you could look back at it and be like, I'm so proud of myself for doing everything I did there. Because guess what? It got me to here. And now I'm going to do everything here so that in 10 years from now, I can look back at right now and be like, I am so proud of myself for who I became in that moment where I just wanted to give up and run away and run back home and cry in my mom's arms. Like, and I didn't. And I did the scary things. And I pushed myself out of my comfort zone because my comfort zone was not comfortable anyway. My comfort zone fucking sucked. I sat on my couch home alone crying every Friday night because I had no friends and I had no family around me. And I didn't know anybody in the area. And I didn't know where to figure it out. You know, like, give yourself grace for being sad. Give yourself grace for the fact that you just made the biggest life change ever. But also, like, don't dwell in the negative emotions you're feeling about it. Because, like, you're allowed to feel however you want to feel, and however you're feeling is valid. But you're not gonna stop feeling that way if you continue to sit in it and stay and stew in those feelings. You know what I'm saying? I really need to fix this. It's really bugging me. I can see it in the viewfinder, this little piece of hair. Oh, what is going on? I don't know what's going on with like what we're looking like. So anyway, I hope that helps. Love you so much. You're doing amazing. I'm literally so proud of you. I'm low-key jealous. I don't think like I'm a backpacking type of gal. Like, I'm definitely more of like, oh my god, like I have 5 pairs of white heels. I think I need to bring all 5 of them. I don't think I could get down with the backpacking lifestyle. I wish I could. I don't know. Anyway, let's move. Actually, I need a sip. Pause. I also decided that I'm not gonna like try to theme these episodes because I think they're a little bit more fun when they're like different. But it's crazy. We have two girlies that are like talking about moving. Okay, third and final Princess Diary entry. I've been feeling really down on myself these past couple of weeks at work. I'm so sorry. I've been a full-time software engineer for 7 years, and I've done pretty well in my career up to this point, always getting glowing performance reviews at the end of each year. At the beginning of May, I started on a new team and took on a new project with a steep learning curve. I was excited for the challenge, but it has been harder than I expected. I've been asking a lot of questions and trying to learn as quickly as possible, but I feel like I'm slowing the team down. I've always been a fast learner who adds value quickly, but with this particular project, I feel like I'm constantly behind. When I try to figure things out on my own, I end up getting negative feedback about my code that leaves me with major imposter syndrome and second guessing my abilities. I feel like I'm letting people down, including myself. To make matters worse, there's lots of pressure for me to get promoted at the end of the year. I'm at the top of the salary band for my current position, so if I don't move up, I won't be eligible for a raise next year. The expectation from my boss and my boss's boss is that I'll become an expert and a leader on this team, and fast. I'm getting married in mid-October and then immediately spending 2 weeks in Italy for our honeymoon, and then it's basically the holidays, so I'm really feeling the time crunch. They want They want to be able to make a case for my promotion, but I'm afraid I won't get there in the next 4 months. How do you stay hopeful when your confidence is taking a hit? Sincerely, spiraling at my desk. First and foremost, you sound like the baddest bitch in the whole entire world. Second, congrats on getting married in October. Congrats on being engaged. I'm not good. I don't ever know the proper things to say. One time I was really drunk in St. Augustine and I saw this bride and groom and I was like, oh my god, happy married, because I didn't just think to say, oh my gosh, congratulations. Anyway, okay, I feel some of the same things I said to the other girl can apply. Oh, sorry, the other princess can apply. Like, obviously you're not feeling good. If you're used to being literally the A+ student, star, fastest runner, like you're used to being the top fucking dog, valedictorian energy in your job, and now you're put on this new thing and you're like not quite there, obviously you're gonna be sad about it. Like, obviously you're gonna have these feelings about it. So one, don't try to like force these feelings out of yourself. Like, obviously you're gonna have them. It's literally like cause and effect. It's like, oh well, you're super used to being at the top of the pyramid, but in this new role you're like not quite there yet. You know what I'm saying? Also, negative feedback in like a job position like this is literally never personal to you. It's literally just the job, right? And I'm sure you know that, but like, it's just the job. It's not like, oh, you suck as a person, fuck you. It's like, oh yeah, like as a worker, like you're just not like hitting the marks right now. So it's not personal. One, I feel like what you're doing is like you're going into this with the mindset of like, oh, I'm so good, like I pick things up fast, I'm such a fast learner, I'm so good at my job, like I'm top dog, like I get paid the most out of what I could possibly get paid in my position right now, like I got this. They moved me to a new team because they believed in me. They needed me there because of my abilities, and now you're like, oh shit, like these are a little bit above my expertise. One, blessings. Do you know how, like, I know that you're stressed out. I know that this is causing you so much stress, so much just overwhelming feelings. Do you know how fucking boring your life would be if you were not challenged? Do you know how boring life would be if you just stayed at the top the whole entire time? And not even that, do you know the weight, the like anxiety weight that you would have on you to stay there at all the times? This is honestly gonna be a blessing in disguise for you. And hear me out. You're not here anymore. You're here. You don't have the weight. You don't have to stay here anymore because you've already fallen down. It's okay. It's okay. Just breathe. Accept it. That's where I am. I feel like you're not accepting that's where you are right now. From what you said, like you're trying to learn it on your own, but then you end up getting a negative feedback about my code that leaves me with major imposter syndrome and second guessing my abilities. If you don't know how to do something and you've tried to figure it out by yourself and you can't, ask. And listen, you might have already done this. Like, you might be asking, I think you said you're asking questions. Yeah, you've been asking a lot of questions and trying to learn as quickly as possible, but I feel like I'm slowing down the team. I think the smartest thing, like in this actual job situation, if I could give you advice on like what I would do if I was in your position, I would, on a lunch break, or just if you could schedule a meeting with either your boss or like the leader of this like new team that you're on, you could be like, hey, do you have 15 minutes to go over some stuff? I'm just like, you know, I'm not feeling super confident in my abilities to perform as I normally would on this team, and I would really just like to go over a few questions I have with you if you could make the time for me. One, if you pitch yourself like that, I think everybody needs to read How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you pitch yourself to somebody that's above you in the sense of like, my walls are down, I'm not as good as you, and not in like a self-degrading like, oh, like I suck, like you're so much better than me. No, in a very like, I know that I'm not up to par with where I normally am, and I would love if you could take time out of your day to help me make sure that I'm performing a lot better and helping the team grow, right? So I would do that. I'm hoping you have a team that like at least is willing to do that. I feel like if you've been here for 7 years, like they're probably pretty, you know, like they want to give you a raise, they want to promote you. Like I feel like they're on your side, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you got it in your head that like you know best and you could figure these things out, and now that you can't, you're like, oh my god, like everybody hates me and I suck at my job, and like I'm not gonna get a raise and I'm not gonna get a promotion, and then I can't get a raise next year, and like we were gonna plan on buying this thing next year, and like now that I can't, then we have to pay for the honeymoon. Shh. I think everybody in your job, it sounds like they want you to win, they want you to succeed, and you're not used to having help succeeding, right? Like I feel like you're not used to asking for help to make sure that you stay on top. I feel like you're used to just being there because you just knew how to get there. Now you're in a new playing field where you're like, I don't know how to get to the top right now and I really need your help. Go to your boss, go to the person that's the team lead for this project, whatever the case may be. Take those 15 minutes. Those 15 minutes, more likely than not, will either turn into another 15-minute session if they can't extend to like an hour, or it'll turn into an hour. It'll turn into them being like, oh my gosh, yes, like I would love to teach you this. You know what I'm saying? 4 months is such a long time. If you really think about it, think if I told you that you had to eat like raw meat off the side of the road for 4 months straight, you'd be like, I'll literally like die. So like 4 months for a stressful situation that's super important and like the outcome is super important sounds like this amount of time. 4 months of doing like the shittiest thing in the whole world is such a long time. And now you are going to be doing the shittiest thing in the world for these next 4 months. If you continue to grind yourself down, telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not at the top anymore, and I just don't know how to do these things on my own, and when I try to do them on my own, I can't. Yeah, you can't do them on your own because you don't know how to do them. Obviously, you can't do them on your own. I don't even fucking know what software engineers do. Well, I can gather it together a little bit, but like, what the fuck? Like, I wouldn't know what to do because I don't know how to do it. You know how to do it. You have the like backing of school. You have all of this knowledge that has carried you to the top of the pyramid thus far. Now you're not even lacking knowledge. You're just like, you have room to grow. You have, oh shit, like here's more knowledge that I can add on to my bank of knowledge, and so I could get back up to the top of the pyramid. You know what I'm saying? The thing I was saying earlier about like, it's actually nice that you're not on the top of the pyramid anymore, because one, like everybody wants you to succeed, everybody wants you to get promoted, everybody wants you to do well. And now that you've been knocked down, once you go on that vacation, your honeymoon, you get married, like, and then it's the holidays, you're gonna feel so much better about not having to be like the top performer at all times. You're gonna be like, no, I'm a top performer and I know what I'm doing, and I know how to ask questions, I know how to get them answered, I know how to help other people, I know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't need to make sure that I got the gold star. I don't need to make sure that I got the first place ribbon. You're gonna be like, I'll get a ribbon if they want to give it to me, because I know that I can. I know that I do have those abilities. I know that when I show up to go to work, I get my shit done. I am one of the best employees. But guess what? There's so many of us that are good employees. How do you expect to become an expert? If you expect this, your boss and your boss's boss, you said they expect that you'll become an expert and a leader on this team and fast. Girl, you're not going to become an expert by not gaining knowledge from other people. And I know you've said you've been asking questions, but like, I feel maybe you've been asking the right questions. Like, you've been asking the appropriate to ask questions. That's why I think it's so important for you to take this time and not like in the break room venting to your one coworker that you're really close with, or like if you're close to your boss, just be like, oh, I just feel like I'm so behind in this. Like your fiance can't help you with this problem, right? Like they can help you by lending a listening ear and like being a shoulder to cry on when you're just like overwhelmed, but they can't actually help you. You know what I'm saying? Schedule the time, book it into the calendar. Staying later after work, to book it into the calendar if you have to. I'm not one for staying late after work. If you don't have a stake in that company, you're clocking out when your salary time ends, right? But like if you just stay 15 minutes late, just be like, oh hey, like sorry to bug you. I've been having, you know, a little bit of difficulty adjusting in this new team. It's just a little bit out of my area of expertise, and I know how to do this, this, and this. Like, here are all my great qualities. This is something that I'm really feeling like I'm behind in, and I don't want to be the one that slows down the team. If you could acknowledge that because the only like 2 cents I can pull from my own experience is my mom is in the corporate world, and she is like one of those, like, I know how to do everything and everybody expects everything of her in her job. And so when people on her team are not pulling weight and not understanding how to do something, when she talks to me, she's like, I just don't understand. Like, if you don't know how to do it, like, ask how to do it and somebody will teach you how to do it. Like, stop like saying like, oh, well, I never learned. Like, sorry, I'm slowing you down. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed that up. No, because yeah, like, I'm sure you're sorry, but like, you're not sorry because you're not fixing it. You're not learning. You're not getting better. So like, in my mind, I'm just thinking of like, if you're not asking the right questions in the right ways, and I know you already said you're asking questions, but I really think just like taking that time outside of the huddle calls that you guys are in, the conference calls when you're all working together and you're asking really quickly like, oh, hey, could you tell me how you did that? And like, it's a quick like one sentence, one liner, and be like, oh, I just did this. Is it? Obviously they're not going to take time out of like this group session or out of the workday to answer your questions unless you go out of your way to be like, I'd really love to learn from you. I'd really love to know. Because also in my experience, anytime somebody under my mom has corporate work title position under my mom, sorry, my mind's in the gutter. Anytime somebody's done that with my mom like always tells me how happy she is about it. She's like, oh my gosh, like so and so came to me today and like we booked a little call where like they wanted to learn this from me and I taught her that, so now next month like that's her job now. Like, I don't have to worry about it because I taught her how to do that, and like she's so happy. So like, you make the person higher above you happy, they make the person higher above, oh, I'm happy because this person made me happy. It's one big domino effect, okay? Like, I just feel like, don't spiral. Like, don't be mad at yourself that you're not perfect. Like, nobody's perfect. Nobody knows jack shit, okay? Like, everybody's just pretending we know what's going on here. And that's the beauty of it. And that's why, like, if you approach the situation like, I don't want to be the one who slows the team down. And I feel I have been, because my prior area of expertise I thought could transfer seamlessly, but there are a few speed bumps that have been preventing me from being able to pick up my weight the way that I would hope to on this team, and I'm so sorry if it's caused any problems up to now, but I would love to resolve them. I would love to get them fixed. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in the software engineer vibes, like I feel like everybody's very like calculated, and maybe I'm just stereotyping what I know about like software engineers, but like it's very much like, okay, we're doing this and let's go. And there's not a whole lot of like, do you know what I'm saying? I feel like you'll know what I'm saying. Like, everybody's like, okay, this is the task at hand, let's move. And if somebody's falling behind, they don't really care, because like as long as they're still going forward, and it's not out of like, oh yeah, like leave her behind, like she doesn't know what to do, like whatever. It's like literally just because like it's like we're going, we're locked in, we're going, we're moving forward, we're getting this task done. And like, if you're like, okay, wait, I have a question, they're gonna be like, well, I don't need to tell you the answer, because whether or not I tell you the answer, like we're still gonna get this done. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's really important to like carve out a separate window. Like maybe on a lunch break, like maybe you guys have like 30-minute, hour-long lunch break. If you find someone and you like see that they always get to go whatever, be like, hey, like, would you mind, you know, lunch on me today? Lunch on me today. I don't know. I think that's what I would do in your position. Just go into everything with your guard down. Go into everything like, you know how much expertise you have. You know how smart you are. You know how much you can bring to the table in this job and everywhere else in your life, because you're a bad bitch and you're a pretty princess. But go into it making sure that everybody knows that you're very willing to learn. That you're very willing, and you know that you don't know everything. Nobody fucking likes a bitch that knows everything. Nobody likes a bitch that knows everything. Okay? Because everybody wants to be right and everybody wants to be heard. So if you can make a position, if you can open a situation where you're right and the person you're asking is right, you're right for saying, I don't want to be the problem here, and you seemed like the best person to go to help me answer my questions. Well, I would really appreciate it if you could carve out some time for me. Like, when works best in your schedule. I have faith in you. Like, you've been a software engineer for 7 years. You have a honeymoon in Italy to go on. Like, you're the smartest princess in the whole world, okay? Like, I know you can figure this out. Don't keep spiraling at your desk. It's not gonna fix anything. Also, people love to be useful. So, like, make people useful, you know? Like, people love to know that, like, people look to them for use. They're like, oh my god, you look like you thought I was the best person to come to for advice? You know what I'm saying? And, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I always have a book recommendation in all these, but, like, today's scenario, honestly, this goes for every princess in here. Everyone in today's Princess Diary, everyone can benefit from reading the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's pretty boring when the author goes into, like, oh, back when Abraham Lincoln and I were best friends. It's like stuff like that. It was definitely written by a man for men, definitely pre-women being able to do anything. But the principle and the teaching in the book is very good. So anyway, with that being said, I believe we are done. So I'll see you on Wednesday for episode 29. Love you so much. Don't forget to put your Princess Diaries down below. Also, if you have any ideas for, like, the main episodes that you want me to do, let me know so I can get them planned out. And yeah, on that note, I hope you have a pretty princess day.